5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia, and this is Travel on the Rocks.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Lee.
And today we are coming to you. Actually, it's pretty sunny outside at my house, so I'm coming to you from outside of my back patio. But we are going to talk about deluxe hotels at Walt Disney World. And cheers, everyone.
Cheers, my dears.
Cheers. Awesome. Okay, so let's start by talking about all the deluxe hotels at Walt Disney World. And I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite is the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
That is one of my favorites too. It might just be my favorite. Like, I am a very Victorian oriented lover, so one might think the Grand Floridian would be my favorite, but I don't know. Animal Kingdom is right up there.
I love Animal Kingdom so much.
And I'm on the opposite end. Like, I'm a big Boardwalk fan. Like, anything over there on the Boardwalk, Beach Yacht Club, all that, that's my jam. So I'm going to be on the exact opposite of all y'all.
I can't wait to hear about your experiences at Boardwalk, because I have not stayed at like Boardwalk or Yacht Club, any of those yet, and but I've stayed at the other ones, so those are on my list. Yacht Club and Beach Club, Boardwalk are all on my list still.
Yeah, I've not stayed at them either, but we did do on our fam last year, we did go and do a tour of the Yacht Club and the Boardwalk. And it is gorgeous, and it's definitely different. It is different than what I thought was going to be. But it is gorgeous. The way that they do the interiors of the room, the lobbies, the pools, it's phenomenal. It is definitely Disney's like top notch. So, and of course has Disney's magic all over it. So, Lee, why is it your favorite?
I don't think we want to get into that conversation, but no, I'm just playing. No, so again, like for me, very similar to when we talked in the last podcast of, value resorts and moderate resorts of location. Mine's always location when it comes to my favorite. So Boardwalk for me, I'm a big Epcot fan, so going into Epcot's really easy. And then at the same time, there's a lot of adult activities out there. So the Boardwalk itself has, like a small little brewery. It's got a lot of these little fun bars like the Abracadabra bar, and then again, if I'm going on the weekend, it's got the dueling piano bar, jelly rolls, and just the nightclub. That's just my jam. That's just me.
So if you could pick one resort over there on that side, which one would you pick?
I mean, if my feet pick starts selling really well, then I'm gonna go to Disney Beach and Yacht Club.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think we can budget some Boardwalk stuff. So preferably, I definitely would love to stay at Disney's Yacht Club just because there's so much to do with the pools and everything else over there as well. But realistically, if I had a choice, I'd probably be staying at Boardwalk more often than then.
Yeah. I love how it's close to Epcot too. That is my favorite park. So I love that it's right there. You can walk right to it. And then of course, like there's just the entertainment avenue, like what you're talking about, is just there's so many things to do for adults and there's things to do for kids as well. But it's set just like a boardwalk on the Atlantic Eastern coast is what it reminds me, maybe I'm trying to think like the old 20s, 30s style with the boardwalks and all the entertainment. So I just love it for that piece of the historical nostalgia, but it has Disney's beauty to it. And then, of course, right there at Epcot. So that's my thought.
Yeah. I know we sell a ton of Yacht Club because of the pool there. Like a lot of people would argue that's one of the best Disney pools on property.
Yep.
That's
And
true.
for those who've never been there or don't even know what we're talking about, Katie, explain why that pool is like just one of a kind, so amazing. Like what is the big deal about that pool?
I mean, for me, I personally have not swam in it. So I have walked over the bridge, but there's like a lazy river and there's water slides. It's huge. It's massive.
It is huge.
So it's really easy to like go and have a lot of fun and not feel crowded there because of how large it is. So like when we went to explore that area on our fam, we did like the walkthrough, and I was like, this thing keeps going and going and going.
Yep. And is now correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the one too that has the sand pool as well? Like it like walks into the sand yeah, that
Yep.
was so neat. And it just makes you, even if you, especially like if you need a break from the parks, this is the perfect place to just feel like you're at the Florida beach. Like you said, the lazy river, there's the little like cabana snack alcohol area that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think what the name of it is. I don't know why I just went blank on it, but it's beautiful.
It's definitely like one of the top ones I know that we sell across the board. Just like if somebody's like, give me the resort with the best pool, it's always this one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
And then the
Stormalong
restaurant.
Bay and Shipwreck
What's the
Pool
restaurant
are
that's
the
there too?
Well, there's the Cape May is the Cape May
Cape
Cafe,
May.
and yeah, I think that's the one that has the
Character
breakfast
dining.
spread. Yes, character
Yeah.
dining, and then the Ale and Compass Lounge and restaurant. I think those are the dinner options for you.
Yeah. So definitely Yacht Club, Boardwalk, those are all my jam. Plus, like I said, I'm not a big fisherman, but like I do like to go fishing, and so you can set up a private boat ride out there, and it'll take you around in that area to go fish. And like I said, we didn't
Yeah.
talk about it too much on the last one, but if y'all have never done the fishing, it's a complete guided tour. So you're gonna have this actual professional, fisherman take you out there. You can fit 5 on a boat, I believe it's what it is, and then it's really not that expensive. It's like 2 hours, and I want to say it's like 225 for 5 people. So if you split it, it includes everything: your lures, your bait, live, and your jigs.
and your
It's
fish.
just you catch fish. So this is what I was talking about last episode. Y'all need to go fishing. So Disney obviously wants to make sure that everyone has the amazing time, and fishing gets boring if you don't catch nothing.
Yeah.
Disney in their water, because they know where to take you, right? They know where, like, we're gonna stop here, you're gonna go fish here. They have PVC pipe underneath like the certain parts of the pond and everything that throw out food at random times.
Ah, that's
And
cool.
so when you throw your cast in there, if you didn't know this, you're like, oh man, I'm just an amazing fisherman. I'm catching like 15, 16 fish. What you're doing is the boat guy knows where the food is and he takes you over there. So it's pretty fun. Like it's amazing.
That's awesome. And a lot of people don't know that you can actually do extracurricular activities like that at Disney World. And a lot of people are
Yeah.
like, oh gosh, we're going to spend 5 days going in the park. And especially if you have smaller children where you need the break, or if you're as an adult or just like, I'm burnt out, I need just a minute to kind of gather myself. Something like that is just fun to break up the trip, to break up the park going, to get yourself to reset and relax. So
And keep in mind, guys, I'm paying for when we go in a few weeks. We're gonna do this 3 companies thing where we're on the little bikes and we're gonna ride the boardwalk
yes,
and we're gonna do like a threes
yes.
company. And I was like,
Come
it'd be
and knock on
perfect.
my door.
I'll be waiting for you.
Oh my
Yes. Yes. And the rest
god.
the walk up bar and grill is called Hurricane Hannah's. I totally blanked a second ago, so I had to just double check it. Yeah. But it was really like you could spend all day just out at the pool swimming or at the boardwalk go fishing. So
Yeah, there's
or
tons of
ride the
stuff.
threes.
Plus, yeah, we gotta go ride the bike.
I'm so excited about that. It's gonna be so fun.
All right, and then for Animal Kingdom, why do y'all like it over there?
Oh gosh. I mean, one, they have animals.
Yes. I loved animals. So when we went, Katie, and I don't know if you went to and got the Savannah View room. So you can get a room that is just your standard room, or you can upgrade and get a Savannah View, which I highly, highly recommend because when we would wake up in the morning, we had giraffes outside of our front door, our window and our balcony, and we just take our coffee, sip some coffee as we watched the giraffes, and there was some other rhinos, just animals just walk around, and it is so peaceful and so relaxing, but yet you're just like, I'm in another world, but I'm not in another world because I'm in Florida, but it's incredible. And then they also bring in so much of the African culture. So when you walk in the lobby, well, when we walked in, there was a man who was there, and I forgot what part of Africa he was from, but he was carving, like hand carving out this really cool walking stick. It was the coolest thing, and we were talking to him. He was very, very nice, and he was willing to educate you on all the hand carvings that he had done. We had walked out of the lobby one time, and there was another display and some education for the kids on different ostrich eggs and different eggs that could be found around Africa, and then also the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Um, but the food, oh my
Oh, the
gosh,
food is so good.
yeah,
So good.
it is probably the best food I've had at Disney. I mean, it's incredible. I don't know,
It
Katie,
is.
what's your favorite, or why
I
is it your
mean,
favorite?
well, I didn't stay in the Savannah view. I stayed in a pool view, which is actually the first
Ooh.
time that I ever stayed in a pool view room because normally I try to avoid pool view for the noise and everything, but something about being at a pool view at Animal Kingdom Lodge, it was so vibrant and like it's not super noisy kids all the time. I mean, yeah, you did hear kids sometimes, but there was like the music playing in the background and it was just like this great ambience. And then you go like I would go sit on the balcony and like watch people at the pool, and then I went down and grabbed a drink from the bar and had a drink next to the flamingos, and like Alicia was
Yes.
saying, it's weird because like you do feel like you're in a completely different world. And like when you go down to Disney and you stay at any Disney resort, you already feel like you're in a different world because you're at Disney. But this is like a
Hmm.
world within Disney World.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so vibrant and lively, and the animals, there's different walking paths that you can go and observe the different animals. And then like you said, the pool was it's a big pool. It is really neat. With some water slides, it had hot tubs, it had a kids play area to the side, and then they have their own arcade. So there's like the play area, playground area outside, and then right to adjacent to the pool is well, there's a kiddie pool as well, but then there's the arcade room, and kids can go and play in the arcade if they don't want to be in the pool. But
Yeah.
I was so stoked about the food. Because one, you're like, I've never had African food before, so I didn't know what to expect. But we went to Boma first thing, our first morning there. Oh my gosh, I thought we were gonna have to take a long nap right after eating because we just engorged ourselves. It was so, so good.
Yeah, it's delicious. Some of the best food definitely on Disney property. And
Agree.
I stayed there during Christmas or during the holiday
Oh,
season one year, and I love themed anything. And I typically don't like cry when I see Christmas decorations, but I almost cried when I saw the Animal Kingdom
aw,
tree.
aw. Yeah.
Because the trees in that hotel were just breathtaking. And then when you combine them with all of that African decor, it's like magical. Legit
Yes.
magical.
Yes. I will say it took me, and I don't know if you had the same experience, but it took me a little bit of getting used to the bus system because we were in Jumbo House, and when we were going back from the park, and then we were, tired from flying and stuff, and we were coming back from the park. So I will say the sleepiness had kicked in, but we ended up getting off in Kidani Village, and so we walked off, and you're like, where? This is not where we came in. Like nothing looks the same. And so
Yeah, it can
it
be
was,
a little confusing. They have, maps. You can look at if you use your My Disney Experience app, that's super helpful.
yes.
And yeah, that we were in the main building, so I luckily didn't have that issue.
Yeah.
But I could I could see where people would get confused just from like exploring the property when I was
Yeah.
there. So
But it was both properties were just as, I mean, it was really cool to see both properties, but at the end of the day, we're like, okay, do we walk down the main? We were trying to figure it out, but then they have an inner property shuttle that was shuttling across to the other building. So I was like, oh, cool, we figured it out. So
yeah.
we just shuttled back over to our building. So
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
and
probably
then
like the only con for Animal Kingdom Lodge is the transportation because um, you have bus and that's it. I mean, they do offer a limo service if you want to splurge for that.
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
see. Oh, also,
it
and
is
then
I'm sorry, go ahead, Lee.
oh no, no, you're good, you're good. Also, for everyone listening, keep in mind the resorts we're talking about today, they have a number of room setups. Like it's not like your basic, standard, and preferred. I mean, they have a number of different rooms. So, what room did y'all stay in whenever y'all went?
So we were in the Savannah view. And just had a beautiful view of the animals out. And like I said, they were mostly in the morning. They started getting active, and then towards the evening, you could start seeing them kind of get to wherever they were getting ready to lay their head down at night. So, Savannah view for us.
And yeah, we were in a water view, which is basically the pool view. And we had two queen beds. There was four of us, four adults staying in that room, and it was plenty of room. And it did have a little balcony that you could walk out on, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the Animal Kingdom, they do not have any firework type views over there, or do they? Because I didn't know if they had it because of the animals and stuff.
No, I don't. We
I
didn't
don't,
see any.
yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
Okay.
see.
Yeah, I know because I
because
know a lot of
we're
the other deluxe ones. They do have like water view, garden view, firework view. Like there's just so many different areas in the
yes,
resort. So keep that in mind,
Yeah,
guys, when you talk
like
about
Animal
deluxe.
Kingdom Lodge has deluxe studios and they have like villas also. But I mean, if you're it's a deluxe resort, so you are paying a premium price. So the higher tier the room, the higher the price is going to be. So just consider that, if you are wanting to stay at a deluxe resort and splurge, I would definitely suggest Animal Kingdom Lodge just for the experience with the animals. Um, but at the same time, you're looking at anywhere between 600 to a grand a night sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah. And the promotions, keep that in mind whenever, say we were to book something for y'all. Promotions only work on certain rooms. So it's not like, if they have a Disney Plus promotion, it's 35% off all your stay. It's going to give us those select rooms that they apply to. And then, we go from there. But the deluxe is where you save a lot of money. When they have those 20 and 35% off uh, promotions and, you're at least going for 4 nights, you can save a ton of money.
yes. Sorry, I'm gonna move because. Oh, did I just lose you guys?
No,
No,
you're
you're
here.
good.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna move because I didn't know my neighbor had a basketball court, and I hear them playing basketball. So I'm gonna move.
Just over there in the back. Kobe.
Yes, I know. The other thing too is with the Animal Kingdom is they have the club levels. So that's another thing that you can look at purchasing as well is the club level, where you get access to your own special club, food, dining, little, social hours, that type of thing. They have basically like their own space that if you are in the club level room, you are only getting access and it's not for the rest of the public to get access to.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point because that's one of the benefits of staying at any deluxe resort on Disney property is they all have at least like one club level option. So whether you're staying at Beach Club, Boardwalk, Grand Floridian, Animal Kingdom Lodge, you'll have some sort of club level service there.
That's
If
And
you
then,
if you if you spring for that.
yes,
correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Do you get extra hours on there for staying at the deluxe?
you do.
Okay,
Uh,
Evening hours typically, right?
got it.
yeah, I think whenever we were there, and it may have been different because we were there for the run. We had early morning hours. So, but
Oh yeah.
yes, but
So
that, like I said, it's a little different because we were there for the run.
I think it's typically they call them extended evening hours,
Yeah,
and it's usually like 6 p.m. start time.
yeah, but it was fun.
And these are I don't even know. I'm not even drinking. What the heck? These are the deluxe resorts that are like outside, the main image of what people think of deluxe resorts on the monorail. So these are kind of like a really cool thing to be outside the park. You're still going to experience that magic. you're not that far away from like Magic Kingdom and those parks as
Mhm.
well. So I mean, it's really nice. But let's transition over to the monorail because those I love to talk about.
Well, we got one more before monorail. We got
Oh, one
Wilderness
more.
Lodge.
What
Yes,
do we miss?
the Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge
I
is just
am
boat and bus.
so. Oh, I just booked somebody on there, and I just can't believe I just went over that. Oh my god. Okay.
I love Wilderness Lodge too. It's very like if you've been out west to Wyoming or Montana, it's very
Yep.
reminiscent of that theming. So if you want like
Yes.
that cozy lodge feeling, Wilderness Lodge is so good for that. They have that giant fireplace when you first walk
Oh,
in, and then there's
And
like
the wooden
a
rockers.
miniature. There's a oh gosh, what is that geyser called? I freaking should know this. Oh my
What? The
god, I'm having
geyser.
a brain fart. What is that famous geyser called at Yellowstone?
Old Faithful.
Old
Old
Faithful, thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
They have a
Yes.
miniature version of that at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, that's right.
Now,
Right in the
is
lobby,
it
right? Like it
No,
feeds
like
to the pool.
outside. Like when you go
Oh,
walk
okay.
outside.
is it somebody like just underneath like with a water bottle just like and then just
No,
like
no, it's like a actual, just like Old Faithful goes off around the same time. That's why it's called
Yeah.
Old Faithful. Wilderness Lodge has a similar one. It's a lot smaller. Um, it's a little
it's somebody with a
underwhelming.
water bottle.
That's funny because when we were there, I don't remember seeing Old Faithful, but I remember the fountain inside. You know, the basically it's like the river going that feeds into the pool, and maybe I'm sure it feeds into Old Faithful too. So I feel like I need to go back.
I know. I think
Well, I am
when
going
we
back when
went,
we go. When we go, I'm
oh,
going like for a few hours because I'm trying to set something up special for one of my clients. By the way, guys, this is what we
Oh,
do as travel agents. We like to do stuff for our guests.
that's right.
So I think I can bring this up. One of the guests that going, they're having a newborn this year. And so I'm
oh,
going to go
Oh,
set up with the front desk in the lobby. I'm gonna have because they go the week after we go, so I'm gonna have a little
okay.
onesie, and they're gonna set it up in the room and do all that other stuff. I've already called, so
Oh,
oh,
like that
so
that's gonna be so much
sweet.
fun. So I have to go there to go take photos and videos, and so they can see what's going
Yeah.
on. But maybe I'll see the little squirt gun, like when you're saying like Old Faithful.
Yeah.
yeah. It's outside. You have to like go outside on the little trail thing. And it's so funny too. I couldn't even remember the name of that because the club level at Wilderness Lodge is called Old Faithful Club.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Now I've locked myself into my little corner here.
That sounds like never mind. I was about to say I was like Old Faithful Club. That just sounds like a swinger bar at Disney. I do not think I want to be over there.
I don't think
I
we
think it's
yes.
not, I don't think it's called Old Faithful at Wilderness Lodge. So, like the geyser, at least, is not called Old Faithful. I think it's called something else there. I
Oh,
can't remember, but it's
that's funny.
similar to like if you went to Yellowstone and saw it. But that's just like a, I mean, that's just one of the fun little things you can go walk around outside. One of the other things that if you have not been to Disney World in a really long time, used to, you could walk from Fort Wilderness to Wilderness Lodge, and you can't do that anymore. So,
Oh.
um, but that's one of like the fun ones I think to stay at because it has a boat and you get that like outdoor feeling without having to
Yeah.
go camping.
So I liked it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and the fireplace has the hidden Mickey, which was amazing to find. And I didn't eat because I showed up like a day or a little later than when everybody was eating there, but I hear the food is amazing there as well. Um, and then it's just super pretty, but I didn't necessarily want to stay there because it is set in the wood like the woodsy area, and it reminded me so much of the redwoods, which I see here. So I was like, I wanted something different. So
Mhm.
which is also why we picked Animal Kingdom because my daughter loves animals and we're a big animal loving family. So I wanted to go that route. And the Wilderness Lodge it's so beautiful. But I was like, we see all this, in Northern
Yeah,
California. So
and that's one of the reasons I've never booked there. Like I've walked around there quite a few times, but I've never actually stayed there because I spent quite a long time in Yellowstone and like in
Yeah.
Wyoming and Montana and these wooded areas that look exactly like this. So for me personally, it's not like as amazing
Yeah.
when I go in. But I can definitely see like why people would want to stay there. So
Yeah.
if maybe you live in Arizona or something and you don't get to see that wooded area very often, then maybe that would be like the deluxe resort for you.
I want that on our bloopers reel.
Yeah. Yeah. What's in your tiki cup right now, Katie?
I've got Saranac Pale Ale. I've chosen a beer today.
Ooh, a
So
beer.
Nice.
Ooh. I'm about
yeah,
to go
I
get a
chose
brewski now. I didn't know we were doing beers. We've been doing nothing but liquor and wine.
I
Oh,
chose
you can bring
yeah,
whatever you want, Lee.
yeah. As long as it's
Ooh,
over
I'm excited.
1%. No, I'm just kidding.
I know I'm having vodka and soda. Is what I'm going with
That's a nice
today.
classic one. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I got one of my friends gave me a bunch of tiki cups, and I was telling Alicia earlier today that I've been like watching Trader Sam's videos. So now I'm using my tiki cup to hold the beer in because I'm all excited about Trader Sam's.
Which is a good segue into the Polynesian if we are done with the wilderness.
Let's do it.
Yay! Oh, Lee got all excited. I can see it on your face.
Yes, that's to me. If I was, and I'm trying to plan it. Like me and my family want to go stay at a Deluxe one time. Again, I have the kids, so one of the favorite places for us at the Polynesian is the Kona Cafe, and then the breakfast with Stitch and all them. Um,
Yay!
what's the name of the restaurant at the Stitch one? I went blank too. Give me a second.
Oh, I
The Kona
just
Cafe is the
yeah.
restaurant where you can eat right next to it.
Yeah.
Ohana's.
Yes. Oh gosh,
So
it's sad that we all need to go watch our Disney movies again,
I
apparently.
know. So Ohana's, they have Stitch and Lilo and Pluto, and sometimes Mickey Mouse will show
Mm-hmm.
up over there. They have the Stitch waffles. It's the only place where you can get the Stitch waffles. Um, and
Ooh.
it's just
Yes.
like that one's all. What is it called, Katie? The family shared, not buffet, but what is it called? The family style.
Oh, like family style. I think that's what it's called, like buffet,
Yeah, I think
or
so too.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah. They just
so
don't
it's
want to
kind
say
of like,
like
buffet.
family.
but like, is it like Hoop-Dee-Doo where you can just
Yeah,
like they give you a bunch of food and you all share at the table? I've never
yeah. And then
eaten
you
there,
just
so I
like
don't know.
you can keep reordering it like as much as you want. Like, yeah.
Okay,
But
Yeah.
I'll have
like
to
it's
try
just
that
so
one.
weird
I
because
haven't
Disney
eaten there
doesn't
yet.
say buffet. Disney just says like family style.
Well, it's
Yeah.
okay. So a buffet would be where you go and grab the food yourself. But if it's family
Mm,
style, they bring it out to the table and everybody grabs from like the same
Yeah.
basket at the table.
okay.
Is that how it is?
Yeah, it's like that.
So yeah,
Okay.
so it says both serve family style or you can have a sit down. So
Yeah.
that sounds
And so
amazing.
just in
Yeah.
those two alone, I haven't even got to the pool part. The pool is freaking amazing, and from the pool you can see the freaking Magic Kingdom. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
man. I don't know if I'll ever get to go to Hawaii anytime soon, but that's my Hawaii right there. Like that's what I
Never
think
say
of when I think of the
never.
islands.
That's
Oh no,
Never
right.
because
say
Never say
never.
never.
we're going as a group. I just say anytime soon.
There you go. There you go. So and actually that's why I love the Polynesian because I love Hawaii so much. Love Hawaii so much. Just that laid back feel of you are just there on island time. Now granted you're at Disney World, so you got to get up and move in whenever you need to get to the parks. But you're on island time. You can go whatever you want to. And like you said, the pool is amazing. The rooms are so beautiful and comfortable. And you, like you said, you're super close to the park. You're on the monorail. You've got they still do the shuttle by boat as well, and then you got the fireworks too, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's
I'm
So,
one of
waiting
the
for
cool
Katie to
things
talk about
about
her
all of
Dole Whip.
these. What?
I said I'm waiting for you to
What
start
about
talking about your food.
my Dole Whip? So you will be surprised to know that even though I lived in Florida and went to Disney for many, many years, I never had a Dole Whip until this past year.
What?
Oh.
Like at the fam?
At the fam, I had my first Dole Whip.
Oh,
Oh
honey.
my gosh.
And okay, here's the thing. I love I do have a sweet tooth. I love like sweet things, but I'm not like a huge ice cream person. So like it was never something that I don't know, like I would see other people getting Dole Whips and it was never something that I was like, "Ooh, I gotta have that." Like I would rather have like a million cheeseburger spring rolls at Magic Kingdom than a Dole Whip. but I
Ooh.
had one last year and then I had another one. I had one of I can't remember which flavor it was, but it was like one of the combined flavor ones at Magic Kingdom when I went with my cousin and her kid and so I tried the classic Dole Whip and then a flavored version and they both were delicious. Um and I don't think it would be like my favorite dessert ever though, but they are very refreshing.
Oh, love a Dole Whip. Oh my gosh. Love a Dole Whip.
Katie, that's blasphemy.
Yes,
That's blasphemy.
yeah. It is refreshing, but there is just something like when I get ice cream, like I love ice cream, and I can eat, sherbet type flavor, but it's not like a sherbet. Like it does not have
Mhm.
the same texture
Nope.
like a sherbet, doesn't have the same flavors. It is in a world of its own. And then it's so good. Pineapple, and I'm telling you, it takes you
My
to the
mouth is
islands. Like you
watering
feel
right
like you're
now,
at the
guys.
like you can feel like you're at the Dole Plantation in Hawaii. It's so good.
So
And
that's so funny that you're talking about the Dole plantation because I watched a video the other day where somebody thought that Dole Whips were just called Dole Whips because that was like a name that Disney came up with, and they didn't realize that it was Dole Whip because of Dole the pineapple brand Dole.
oh, that's
Oh
funny.
man.
And I just thought that was the like most
That's really
hilarious
funny.
thing ever.
Yes, based on the Dole plantation and the Dole pineapple and Dole everything in Hawaii. So, which is funny because you can't find Dole whips very often. Like it's not something that you can just go. I mean, maybe it is getting a little bit more popular now, but it used to be you could not find them hardly anywhere. So it was a very special treat at Disney World. So they're so good.
And I agree, they are
Yeah.
totally good. Like my first one was amazing, and it was especially amazing because I got to share it with all of you. So
Yes, I know. And it was such a warm day that day that it was starting, they were just getting melty and messy, but it was, it was I felt like a 5-year-old eating an ice cream cone again. Like it was getting all over my hands. I'm like licking my fingers and
well,
you
it was
know.
I think
also
the
it reminded
craziest
me of
part,
being a kid again too, because we were all like together on a field trip or something.
Yes.
yeah, there was like 40 of us, and keep in mind, like this was our business day, so everybody's dressed up, and like we're trying to eat the Dole Whips really, really quick, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it was amazing though. But some of us wanted to sneak off to another area, but we were kind of timid. What area did we want to sneak off to, Katie?
Was it Trader Sam's?
It was Trader Sam's. That's why we're talking about the Polynesian right now.
Oh my gosh,
Lee,
that's
tell us
another
all
one.
about Trader Sam's.
Yeah, Lee's gonna have to do the explaining on this one because that's the thing with Disney. You can go for years and years and years and years and not do everything. Because like
It's
I have
true.
never been to Trader Sam's.
Um, yeah, I'm just that cool. Anyway, Trader Sam's, guys, is this little bitty kind of boutique bar that's in the Polynesian. All the Deluxe have kind of like a specialty bar, but this is all the Deluxe have a specialty bar. This is the Polynesians, and it's when I mean boutique, I mean it is boutique. Like it is small, and so the wait list for this, there's times you can wait in line because you don't even know when they're going to open up to start taking your waiting list type thing. Um, there's rumors you can watch TikToks and YouTube videos, but believe me, it's just random times to get on the waiting list, and you can be by the time you go sign up, you might not even get a chance to get into this bar. So please, if you're going to Trader Sam's, make that a priority. Figure out all the information, go from there. So Trader Sam's, little bitty bar that is kind of tied into the Tiki Room in Magic Kingdom. So it's kind of this magical place where the room like moves, and I think we did it on another episode where they squirt you with a squirt bottle, but we'll get into that in a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
And they do all these crazy things. The bartenders are very interactive, and it's just one of these things where when you're there as an adult, kids are more than welcome to go into this place too. It's not all adult only. They do have like little mocktails or the non-alcoholic drinks for the kiddos as well. But to me, it's definitely like just this really fun place, whimsical place, and you feel like you're just in this little grotto on an island, and there's a lot of wild stuff going on. So it's a very
Yeah.
fun time.
Every
That's
time I
so
hear you say
funny.
this mystical, magical boutique, whatever, I'm like, in the tiki room, in the tiki room. Because it's a tiki bar. And as Katie was talking about the tiki mug, they have their own specialty mugs that are, well, I'll tell you from the Disneyland perspective, they sell out like that. And it's, so the difference with Walt Disney World and Disneyland is you can actually make a reservation at Trader Sam's in Disneyland, whereas you can't do that at Walt Disney World. You have to step in and put your name on the list.
Yeah, you have to. So I have spent literally all day today watching a bunch of videos about going down the Trader Sam's rabbit hole. And like Lee was saying, you have to get in line to put your name on a manual waiting list, which usually they start doing that around 2 p.m. And then after you put your name on your waiting list, then you'll get a text and you have to get back to the reservation within 15 minutes with your full party or you don't get seated.
Which
You have
that's
to either,
insane.
yeah, you have to either like stay on property or like, do the monorail crawl or something.
Yeah.
Like you can't go, that's one place I would not go back into Magic Kingdom. And like, even though Polynesian is so close to Magic Kingdom, like I would not put my name on the waiting list for Trader Sam's and then go back into Magic Kingdom. Like there's no way.
No,
What
I
you got
wouldn't
there,
either.
Lee?
Yeah, what is that?
So now that I don't know what y'all are talking about, but it's like I kind of dipped out. But I don't know if you can see it because my camera's not that good. It
It
says
looks like a
Trader
styrofoam wall.
Sam's. It's plastic,
Oh,
but yeah, it's a Trader Sam's, and this drink is called the Pearl.
oh
And
Yes,
you're
this is why I'm the
Pearl.
you
Pearl.
are our
Yes.
pearl. I love
So I
it.
was like, I got the little pearl.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Why
Yeah,
are
and
you
like
not
that's another
drinking
cool
your
thing.
sweet tea out of that today?
Oh, that thing's dirty. I don't want to be drinking out of that. My college beer pong days are over, right? We're not doing that. But that's the other cool thing about Trader Sam's that I kind of didn't mention. Most of the cups, not all of them, but most of the cups you can take home with you. So it's kind of cool that you can get a souvenir version of the drink, and it's like $1 more. Like it's not like this massive amount price difference. So
Yeah.
like I always tell people, if you want like a really cool memento or just something to take back with you instead of buying something at the resort, you can take that home. They even have a little the tiki thing you can take with you. There's only one drink that you can't take, and I wanted that glass so bad. I might put a little snippet when we do the little clips, but it's
Is
the
it the one that
drink
has
that like
fire?
yes.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
one.
the drink comes on fire, and then the gods start going crazy. The room starts raining. Everybody starts freaking
Oh,
out.
so
And
fun.
here's the Disney magic again. Like I didn't know that cinnamon had this chemical reaction, I guess, when it comes to
Oh
like heat
yeah.
and fire.
Yeah.
And so they give you cinnamon to make this like drink. The cinnamon goes in the drink, so it's actually really good.
I'm
But you
so
throw it on the
excited for
fire, and
this.
it sparks. It like looks like it's like a
Oh,
spell.
now
Now,
I'm
hang on,
so
Katie.
excited.
Katie, I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not get carried away, because once the flame is out, you just have nothing but cinnamon on top of
Wait,
your drink. Because I know you're gonna be like Wingardium
cinnamon.
Leviosa, yeah, just doing Harry Potter spells and stuff, and then like our drink is gonna have nothing but cinnamon in it. Like, don't get too carried away.
Look, first of all, I don't do Harry Potter at Disney World. Second
That's
of
right.
all, I love some cinnamon. So
I like
Oh
cinnamon too, so
man.
I'll split that one with you. I like cinnamon a lot. So if it's too much, then Katie and I will take it down. It's totally fine.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Also,
fine.
guys,
Yeah.
when we move around the rest of the monorail and we talk about the bars, keep in mind most of the big drinks they are it's a shareable thing. So
Oh,
keep in
nice.
mind, like if you go with a family, say
Okay.
it's a date, so you got two people, or if you got the homies, it's four of y'all can all share these. These are massive cocktails. And so it's one of those things where if you want to learn how to save money, catch a buzz and have fun, like you can do that if y'all want to. I know some people don't like to share drinks, but to me, and they give you like these long straws, so like no one's touching, no one's having to worry about nothing.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
cool.
alcohol, so
Mhm.
it cleans itself. You don't got to worry about no germs.
I
So yeah.
love how like we were talking about all the resorts and the rooms and the transportation, and then we got to the Polynesian and we were like Trader Sam's.
Let's do it.
Well, it's just so funny
That's
because like
that's so
you have
cool.
this whimsical time at the bar, and then you need a place
In
to
the
lay your
tiki tiki
head.
tiki tiki room in the tiki. I think every time you say whimsical, I'm gonna just break out into that song. So
Oh man, but you do need a nice place to rest your head, and the Polynesian has some amazing rooms, and they're adding.
yeah,
Um, there's a whole tower going up in the Polynesian, so that's going to be really cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, should we move on to the next? Well, I guess it's which one do you want to do? Contemporary or
So
Grand Flow?
if we go next, it's Grand Flow.
Let's do
Okay.
Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And so I will tell you the main reason why I love the Grand Floridian. I mean, yes, it's beautiful and you feel like you're a fairy princess as soon as you walk in, but it reminds me so much of all the Mary Poppins like themes, it just some of the decor and stuff. And I love Mary Poppins; it's my favorite. One of the rooms that we got to look at, it had a lot of like just the upside down umbrellas and stuff, just kind of hidden in there. So fun! It just became one of my favorites because of that. So
It's definitely one of the more breathtaking resorts. Like when you walk in and that huge atrium, and if the piano is
yes,
playing, or if the
yes,
piano player is playing the piano, then it's just like, ooh, I am in a completely different
yes,
era. So you do get that transported, like you're in the Victorian. It's set up. The theming for Grand Floridian is a Victorian like beach hotel. So like
hmm
when you walk into the atrium area outside, they have like those Victorian cars and like the old style cars and
yeah,
carriages, and I think there's even like a horse and carriage outside the
yeah,
front. So it's really cool. And again, I'm going to bring up Christmas again, but holy cow, the gingerbread house that they do every year for Christmas
yes.
is insane. Absolutely insane.
Ah, it's just the whole property itself is just elegant. That's the only word I can think of is just elegant and pristine. In fact, when we were there this past summer, there we saw a bride doing her wedding pictures on the stairs going into the just right in the atrium area. It was just so beautiful and breathtaking. You had it spot on, but I've not seen the gingerbread house in person, but I love watching all the decorating Disney for the holidays and stuff. So when this last, I guess it was a couple years now that they did that because it came out during COVID, I think, and they talked about the gingerbread house. It looks massive, and then the fact that you've seen it in person,
Well,
it's just
you guys know there's people working inside the gingerbread house, right? And they're like handing out coffee and
no,
cookies. Yes. Like, so it's a life-size gingerbread house made out of gingerbread. And you go up to the window and you order like your coffee and your
what?
cookies and everything, and the people inside hand it to you.
That was not on the Decorating Disney for Christmas documentary. So I'm really
Yeah,
sad about that's really cool.
It is so
they probably
cool.
just
And they,
showed you like the Target little small gingerbread house. We're talking
yeah.
like the legit. It's like a playhouse.
Yeah, it is. It's like a playhouse for adults. And they have a sign out front every year and they tell you like how many pounds of each ingredient were
Yeah,
used, or I don't know, it might be tons. I'll have to look. I don't remember.
yeah.
But
I rem
it smells so good. So
yeah.
good.
I remember seeing your picture of that. So I think, during it, when we do the editing and stuff, if you can drop in and pick that picture that shows all the
Yeah,
ingredients that they put in it. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
I'll
I will
I'll
do
put
that.
all that in there because same thing, kind of to piggyback off of Katie with the Grand Floridian, like the piano. He also like that dude's just talented because like I remember we
Hmm.
went
Yes.
during Mickey's Not So Scary, so everybody was getting ready to go to the park for like the early entrance, so like the 4 o'clock ticketing type of thing, and he started playing music like really sweet Star Wars music. Like he like serenaded us with the like Imperial March, and I'm like, I was like, why is Star Wars turning me on? Like I don't understand this. Like it was like he did this like sexy thing with the piano, and I was just like, okay. I looked at my wife, and I'm like, we're not staying here, but something needs to happen because this is getting definitely some like Princess Leia vibes. And then he moved it over to like some Mulan stuff, and then I was just like, dude, like this guy is killing it. But
Yeah.
um they do stuff like that all year long, depending if it's Easter, spring, anything else. Like that's kind of the cool thing with the deluxe is like they don't just stick to Mickey Mouse, if that makes sense. Like they actually
Yeah.
engulf like the seasons,
Yeah.
the holidays, and everything else. So it's like to me, that brings that extra level of deluxe, if that makes sense. Like that
Mm-hmm.
almost like crazy, Hilton, like this massive style of just massive
Yes.
hotel type thing. So, and then I don't know if y'all ready to talk about it, but they do have a bar.
Oh my
They
gosh.
do.
Okay,
They
before
do. Go ahead,
wait,
Lee.
I am
I'm
I'm
so
going to
excited.
forget you guys. We totally forgot Riviera.
Oh
Oh
no,
my
we did
god!
forget Riviera. Okay, maybe we should end on Riviera since we're on the monorail. How did we
Yeah,
forget the Riviera?
that's
Yeah,
so funny.
we
Okay,
can end on Riviera because there's a lot of stuff on Riviera, and I don't feel like we're gonna talk a lot about contemporary.
yeah. I just didn't want to forget that we forgot.
Okay, we'll make sure we put that down because like contemporary is cool, but I really don't think we're gonna talk about that much. Anyway, so the bar, right? Before we move on to the next one, we'll talk about the resort, talk about whatever, and then we'll go to the bar. So they have the Enchanted Rose, and keep in mind, guys, this is a thing. It's not a Disney thing, but there's this thing called the monorail crawl that everybody does on social media and everything like that. So these bars are
Mm-hmm.
part of the monorail crawl. We have the Trader Sam's at Polynesian. Then you go to the Enchanted Rose at the Grand Floridian. The Enchanted
Mm-hmm.
Rose is Beauty and the Beast theme. So you're gonna see Mrs. Potts. You're gonna see the clock. You're gonna see the rose.
Oh, I love
It's a
it.
beautiful thing, and it's also a bar where there's multiple rooms. So it is a massive. This is way bigger than Trader Sam's, and each room is supposed to um kind of be a replica of like the library in the Beast's castle
Yes.
or the dining room area. So it's definitely a picturesque place, but it's a place where it's a lounge. So you don't have to get classy, you don't have to get fancy. I definitely wasn't. But it is one of those places where you can have a nice martini, a nice glass of wine, maybe an old fashioned, and it's a really nice serene place.
See, now you're making me. I always tell my family the next time we go and we stay in a deluxe, we're doing the Polynesian because we all just love Hawaii. But now you're making me want to go to Grand Floridian next because I love Beauty and the Beast. Other than Mary Poppins, like cartoon wise, Beauty and the Beast, hands down favorite. So, oh, hi,
It's
Katie. I didn't realize
definitely
you left. Oh, I,
telling you,
and now
she's
I
just
want to
like
go to the Grand
Harry
Floridian
Potter
next.
herself
So,
in and out with this magic like incognito blanket. But yeah, no, so the Enchanted Rose, like I said, it has these themings. The drinks are really cool.
hmm.
Um they are kind of like I said, they almost like remind me of like upscale New York style drinks. So they're gonna be like
Okay.
fixed and like presented like really, really nice. The
Hmm.
bartenders are extremely professional to where like you really feel like you're at this 5-star bar and restaurant. They do have little
Yeah.
snacks. It's not like anything like major. I think they're really known for it's called their truffle fries. That's just like
Ooh,
what everybody wants to get over there. And yeah, so the Enchanted Rose is pretty cool.
that's
I'm so
awesome.
excited about that one too.
Yeah.
Um, and the one thing that I know we're talking about the Enchanted Rose and the bars and stuff, but one thing about the Grand Floridian, they have the 1900 fair that's got the character dining. And so if you've got anyone that is princess loving and needs a character involved, this one you can see like the princes will come out, and talk to the guests and stuff. So princesses, like it is. Prince Charming as you're eating your breakfast buffet. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I
or
love
just
it.
wait till I go to Disney and then you can just get it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
There you
Yeah.
and
And by
which is
Prince, I
also
mean
my
I'm the little
choice.
frog. I'm the little frog from Tiana's, but like it's all right.
The
But
one thing that they have not opened back up yet is the Bippity Boppity Boutique. Like that
boutique,
Oh,
yeah,
that's still closed, but you can do it in Magic Kingdom,
Magic
but it's
Kingdom.
not open at Grand Floridian. And
That's right.
we learned this past week that they reopened Basin White, the little soap shop and
Yeah.
candle, like the place with all the nice, great, smelly things. They
Yes.
reopened that after remodeling it this past week. So
Which Lee be excited about because you know that you were super bummed last week when we talked about it being closed. So I love seeing the hat dance of excitement.
yeah, like it's so crazy because I'm a big like like Bath and Body Works type of like I love lotions, I love
Mhm.
candles, I love those things, and so to like be able to have a store like that in Disney, but then have like Mickey Mouse bath bombs or certain
Mhm.
like for when I went for Halloween, they had like Jack and Sally bath bombs, like so it was really cool. And then when we came home,
Oh.
the kiddos got to put the bath bombs in the bathtub, and I swear it smelled like the resort, like it was
ooh.
amazing.
Oh, so
Yeah,
cool.
I saw some people posting some of the Valentine stuff. I almost called it Halloween. I saw some people posting the Valentine stuff from that shop after it reopened this past week, and it definitely looked very cute and very like there was some Mickey
Aw.
and Minnie with hearts and things like that, and I was like,
Aw.
oh, that's adorable.
That is so cute.
I'm curious what you
Can't
guys
wait to
think
go.
about the re-theming of some of the rooms at Grand Floridian. Do you like it, or are you like? Because that's one of the things with some of the deluxe category rooms is I wish they were themed a little bit more, like not in an art of animation way. Obviously, it has to be a little more elegant,
Yeah.
but like Grand Floridian, I love the huge atrium area. There's so
Mhm.
much, Victorian artwork and detail throughout the hotel, but I always feel like the rooms are just like kind of lacking in that detail a little bit.
Yeah. Well, then we must have seen maybe a already redone room because it was beautiful. Like I said, it had the Mary Poppins feel to it, and I do remember, the umbrellas kind of just hidden into the wallpaper. So I loved it, but I also, I think when you go to Disney, it depends on how you feel about hotels. Like if you're one of those, it's like, I don't care where I put my head down. I just want it clean. I want it comfortable and I want to be able to take a nice shower. Then maybe that's not as big of a deal if it's themed or not themed. I thought it was beautiful. And maybe we saw one of the redone rooms. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. I think I've seen both,
I think we did see
the
one. We
redone
did see
rooms
one of the redone
and the old
rooms.
ones. Yeah, I've seen
I think
both,
so
and I
too.
just like that's always been my only thing with Grand Floridian is I just wish like some of the rooms were just like stepped up just a tiny bit, just like a
Hmm.
tiny bit.
Yeah. No, I get that. Totally get that.
Because like the detail, like you were saying, the Mary Poppins thing is great. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like some of the furniture might be from IKEA or something.
Oh, that's funny. I'm sure Disney probably does not go to IKEA, but I don't work for interior decorating by Disney, so I'm
But
kidding.
they do have like this cute little they're like that seafoam blue and green
Yeah,
like sofas and coloring in a lot of the new rooms too,
yeah.
which is nice. Like the pastels are nice.
I think that's another reason why I love it because those are my colors. I just love them. So, I like the Floridian a lot just for that elegant look, and it is just kind of Victorian style, and me, the history lover in me, I gravitate to it, but that is not where I wanted to go for my first deluxe hotel stay. I wanted to do Animal Kingdom, and I loved it.
I, yep, I loved Animal Kingdom too. Well, let's move
Yeah,
on to
to
contemporary
contemporary.
for time's sake.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know what? Let's save the Riviera for the next time that we talk about the villas because that's a whole nother topic in itself. And I think that's why we missed it earlier because it is when you go on to Disney and you're looking at places to stay on the website, the Riviera is lumped in with the deluxe villas. So I think that's why we missed it in our list.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
but the
can totally
Riviera
do that.
is
Oh,
amazing. But
I
so
know. It's so beautiful.
jumping back on the monorail, we're coming out of the Grand Floridian doors up on the second level, passing the castle. You do pass the castle. You get a kind of a nice castle view going to the Contemporary, and you're there. You're at Contempo. So who wants to go first? Because to us, me, this was the first time I got to go look at like business stuff at the Contemporary when we all met and did the
Hmm.
fam.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
that's
always
right. Yeah.
going. I'm always going through the Contemporary, like just to kind of go through the monorail and if we want to see Chef Mickey's and stuff like that. But this was the first time I got to see the business side of it. So, what was y'all impressions when it came to like our meeting areas and stuff like that?
I thought it was, I mean, very similar to some of the nicer hotels, like in downtown areas, like in Atlanta and stuff. If you went to a nice Hyatt, the conference rooms were similar to that. So I liked the conference rooms, and we got to see Mickey, which was a nice little treat for us on our
Yeah.
work trip. So he did a special
Yeah.
guest appearance, and um, as far as like the resort itself, Contemporary, I have very, very vivid memories of riding through the resort on the monorail and looking down at everybody, in that shopping area as a younger person. And it like blew my mind when I was a teenager that you could take the monorail through a building. And I was like, this
Yeah.
is amazing.
I know. And so let's talk about the mural. So Mary Blair, who did a lot of the colors and paintings of like It's a Small World and a lot of other Disney beautiful color dynamics and what do you call it when you have like a palette, I guess, of just blending of the colors. Like her style was completely different than at that time than what most artists had at that point. And her mural in the Contemporary, which by the way is just you have to stop and really take it all in anyways because it's not just something you just pass by like oh that's neat, like you really have to notice the detail and the art colors and how she mixes them is it is beautiful. And then she has a little secret little hidden goat in there that I'll let you guys figure that one out for all of our listeners. So but it that right there is just it makes you stop and take a second. There's mosquitoes around here. So um, the only thing about the Contemporary, so I'm not a big Incredibles fan. That's just not one of my favorite movies, and that's okay. If it, I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but when they rethemed it, they did it all Incredibles. It is very cool looking, and it is very neat and very in line with the movie and the characters. But I didn't love it because I'm not an Incredibles fan as much as I'm sure others
Yeah,
are.
I would agree with that.
And
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they picked that specific cartoon for it because I know there's a big fandom for Incredibles, but I definitely feel like they could have went a whole nother route with maybe
Hmm.
picking a character for or a series as if that for the Contemporary because I really don't see how the Incredibles kind of fit with like the contemporary vibe. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but the Contemporary was one of the first major resorts at Disney
Yeah.
World, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I would have done something along of Steamboat Willie type style, or just actually did
Oh,
some
that'd been cool.
original type of stuff in there, or have different floors where they had the different style. Oh, my dog's going crazy. Just like different style of like Disney through the year type things, or
Yeah,
something in there because it would have been better.
that would have been yeah, that would actually be really interesting to see Disney through the years because yes, that one and the Polynesian were both one of the first hotels that had popped up in Walt Disney World. Um, And the way that the style of it is too, I would almost throw it as like a Star Wars theme, although you can't hide Mary, like you can't change Mary Blair's mural, so it'd be hard to throw in a Star Wars type theme in there. But it's hard to throw that mural into anything that would be relative to Disney now, anyways. So I like your idea of like Disney over the years and just
Yeah.
throwing in some of the originals. That's a really good idea. You should have been
Well,
on the board when they decided.
the whole like point of the contemporary resort was like to be a modern resort, which is why it's
Mhm.
like shaped the way that it is. And so
Mhm.
every time I went into it, I always expected it to kind of reflect some of Tomorrowland a little bit,
Yeah, that's true.
and that like never, or even like Carousel of Progress or something,
Yeah.
and like that never really came about.
That
So
that
yeah,
hasn't progressed at all.
I know. So it's funny because I feel like there's two people. You either love the contemporary resort and have loved it since its inception, or you want to love it, but you can't get on board with the new Incredibles theme.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's very clean and very clean cut, very modernistic, or futuristic, sorry, very futuristic and modern. So and it is beautiful. The view is beautiful over Bay Lake. Like it's really pretty. It's just I am not an incredible like that would not be my first choice. So,
Yeah, if you were like picking it based on theming. I know like the gift
yes.
shop, the gift shop down there, they usually do an incredible job, and sometimes there's merch in there that you can't get at like some of
Yeah.
the other parks. So they're pretty good about making that gift shop themed to different seasons.
Mhm.
And then I know like for dining, there's excellent dining options there as
Yeah.
well. I personally haven't tried any of the dining options at Contemporary. Have either of you had a chance to yet?
Yes.
When it comes
I
to the basic stuff, I've been to like that main cafe. And
yeah,
then
same.
obviously I've been to the bar, but we'll talk about that after Alicia's spew on the other restaurants.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say I was at Chef Mickey's, like, just to have breakfast one time, so it was really cool. But um, it was not quite what I expected, but it was very different than what I expected to. So it wasn't a bad thing of not what I expected. It's just, um, found myself after that like, "Okay, well, that was neat, whatever." But then I ended up walking around the shops and stuff, and I was more excited about the shop because it does have things that you can't find everywhere else. So, all right, Lee,
Yep.
take it away.
That was exactly what I was about to piggyback off of because my son loves Sorcerer Mickey, and it is hard to find him at any of the parks. But he is
Yes.
at Contempo. That the little plush dolls and everything else, they have a lot of that
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like the regular food, like in the cafe, you're gonna really find that at all the resorts, like especially for breakfast. I think they have this thing called like the bounty platter. That's kind of like everywhere in Disney. So like I was kind of upset that the deluxe resorts had like what the value resort had for breakfast. Like when it comes to their basics, I thought they would have stepped it up. But other than that, um, going to the bar, I want to eat here. I do hear a lot of great stuff about it. Steakhouse 71. It's going to be kind of like in the main lobby area. Everybody
Mhm.
raves about the food. I just never eaten there because I'm always drinking there. But Steakhouse 71 is on the monorail crawl, right? It's
Okay.
the third one on this list. And this one is probably the coolest if you have a big group. They have these little lounges, and when I mean little, I mean like you get this whole room to yourself pretty much. They have like five little
Oh,
lounges
cool.
around the
Fun.
center of the bar, and so like when I went, there was nine of us, and we all fit very comfortable. We were all communal. There was people that brought board games down, and they were playing board games while they're drinking. It
So
is a walk up
fun.
thing, so you don't have to do a reservation. If you want to sit around the bar or there, you just need a reservation if you want to actually sit down and eat. Um, but the bar itself is very, if I'm there at a long day at the parks, I just want to go and just kick my feet up and just hang out. That's the spot. Steakhouse 71 is really cool.
That's cool.
I
Yeah,
can't wait
I
to
can't
try
wait.
it.
Katie, that's exactly what I was about to say. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Um,
So,
ah,
have you either of you been to the pool at Contemporary? Because I haven't done that either. I'm not much of a pool
yeah.
person when it comes to Disney. I've been in like I've seen most of the pools, but I haven't been
Yeah.
in like 90% of them.
It's so crazy that you're saying that, Katie. You're so tan. I figured you'd be at the pool like all the time.
It's
That's
my
funny.
South African heritage, I guess. I don't know. And that's
That
an
two
inside
percent that
joke.
sneaks in.
That's funny. Well, guys, this was fun talking about the all the deluxe resorts.
It
I
was.
would
It
say
makes me think about like which ones I want to stay at next too, because
yes.
I haven't stayed at any of the ones near Epcot. I've only done like walkthroughs and hangouts at them, so that's probably on
Yeah.
my list to stay at next.
And you know it's funny what they say about the people that love going to Disney World that once they're already planning their next vacation before they even hit their vacation, which is I'm totally guilty of. Like I'm already planning for the next one. I really want to go at Christmas time again to see the gingerbread house, but I want to stay at the Polynesian next. So I'm already like thinking, when can we go next? When can we go next? So and we
We've
haven't even gone on our trip yet. So
we've got
um
trips planned out 5 years in advance. If you guys want to
yeah, we
come with
do.
us, join us.
Yep,
Do a
Yes, and
monorail
we're a
we'll
lot
tour.
of
host it.
fun. Yes, just bring your walking shoes. That's all I say, because I can walk my family to death. So bring your walking shoes. Well,
All
I think
right.
I think we're gonna have to save the what we pack for the next one because I think we're running out a little bit out of time. We have another agency meeting that we have to get to here shortly. So I think we should save the what should we pack? What do we pack our go-tos? And then maybe we'll talk about the villas and definitely the Riviera on our next episode.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. And
All
then
right.
I
So
will be.
again, oh,
Oh,
you're going
sorry.
on
I
a
was gonna.
Disney cruise.
I know.
I
I was gonna
cut
say
you
I'm
off.
going to. That's okay. I'm going on a Disney cruise. So next week, that's where I will be, and I will be sure to send you guys some pictures, videos, and if I can call in, great, and we can chat. But if not, then I'll tell you all about it if we have time on the next one, and if not, then maybe the podcast after that we can talk cruises.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
Lee, what
right.
were you
So
gonna say?
Katie, hit us with all the platforms.
You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Travel on the Rocks.
Yay! Join us, subscribe, watch, listen, laugh with us, have a drink with us, all the fun things. So, and then always reach out if you have any questions.
And until next time, cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.